Hi friends, welcome to Data Science and AI Quest. In this post, we would be discussing on the topic that is the operations on data frames. Once a data frame has been created, one can do various sort of operations on it. These operations help us in analyzing the data or manipulating the data that is present over the data frame. We will refer to the data frame that we created from the CSV file, that is for the example of the employee data, for doing any sort of operation over the data frame. So this we do by calling upon the data frame object. This data frame object is going to have the pandas instantiated object, and upon the pandas instantiated object we call upon the read underscore CSV function, and within that function we'll be calling upon the file name as an attribute or a parameter to the function. So we call upon the data frame object, then we would be able to view all the listed items present in that data frame. For knowing the number of rows and columns that are available in the data frame, one can use the shape attribute. This returns a tuple that contains the number of rows and columns. So over here we can use the df.shape function. So this returns a size of 5 and 4 within a tuple. So what it means is that there are 5 rows and 4 columns, that is 4 attributes which are earmarked to that data frame. Then suppose one wants to retrieve only the rows and the columns, then one can read that number from the tuple as, we have to create two variables or objects. Over here we have named them R and C, and upon these variables we call upon df.shape, that is the data frame and the function shape over it. So one would be able to see the number of rows that have been created. So the output gets to be 5 over here, as we have seen the number of rows that are present within the data frame is already 5. So this is how one can see the number of rows specifically, and also the number of columns that are corresponding to the data frame. Now if somebody wants to retrieve some rows from data frame, particularly some rows, then one can use the method head, which will provide the designated number of rows that have been specified within the parameter for the head function. So if we press df.head, the output shows these number of rows that are present within the data frame. But this is only specifically to the topmost section of the data frame. Similarly, to look at the trailing portions of the data frame or the bottom sections of the data frame with regards to the number of entries or number of rows that one wants to see over the data frame, one can use the tail method. This will provide us the last n number of rows within the data frame. So this has df.tail, and within this tail method we have 5 as one input. So we can see the trailing 5 rows of the data frame. So if one wants to retrieve a range of rows, so the range of rows means if one wants to particularly retrieve some specific number of rows, not the entire set of rows from a data frame, then it can be clubbed in the form of some from to some ending index position. So we can treat the data frame as an object and retrieve the rows from it using the slicing operation. So over here we present 2 to 3 examples. So if we specify over the prompt, over the Python prompt, df and within square braces 2:5. So what it will do is that it will display elements from the second row to the fourth row over the data frame. So what it does is that within the square braces it has numbers 2 up to 5. That means from the second row to the fifth minus 1 to the that means to the fourth row. From the second row to the fourth row, all the items or all the rows that are present within that data frame will be displayed within the data frame. Next we have another following example. So if we provide over the Python prompt df and within square braces 0 and colon 2, that means it will display alternate rows. So sorry, we have 2 columns within that 0 and 2. So it will do is that it will display alternate rows. So one can use this to display alternate rows starting from 0. So if the 0th row is specified or shown, then afterwards the second row would be specified shown, then afterwards the fourth row, then the sixth row, and all the rows lying within this, like the first row, the third row, the fifth row won't be shown, as because only the alternate rows would be shown up. Then another example we take. So if we provide df 5:0:-1, it displays the rows in reverse order. So one can get to see, or one can use the negative step size in the slicing operation. So whatever the rows or whichever rows are present in the data frame, all would be displayed in the reverse order. That means if the fifth row is the last row or the entry in that data frame, then the order of representation or the order of getting the output would be reversed. That means the fifth row now becomes the first row, the fourth row becomes the second row, and likely the first row becomes the last row. So over here with this example one can get to see that the order of publishing or the order of making an output or the order of displaying the entire data frame which has been created could be reversed in this manner. So this will be all for this topic, that is the operations on data frames that one can perform. And in the next part we will be seeing some more examples that a user can perform over data frames using some different functions. So this will be all for this. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.